Let's talk about feeding the AI machine.
Oh, I'm done talking about AI.
Oh, you'll never be done. We'll never be done. Every week, we will keep talking about it.
Someone, really quick.
Go ahead.
I'm a fan of Pocket Camp, Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, yeah.
And someone changed their name to AI. One of my friends on there. It just says AI now.
Wow. Google has updated its privacy policy over the weekend, this was last weekend, explicitly saying the company reserves the right to scrape just about everything you post online to build its AI tools. So,
Wow.
if Google can read your words, assume they belong to the company now, and expect that they're nesting somewhere in the bowels of a chatbot. Google uses information to improve our services and to develop new products, features, and technologies that benefit our users and the public, the new Google policy says. For example, we use publicly available information to help train Google's AI models and build products and features like Google Translate, Bard, and Cloud AI capabilities. Fortunately for history fans, Google maintains a history of changes to its terms of service. The new language amends an existing policy, spelled out new ways your online musings might be used for the tech giant's AI tools work. So previously, Google said data would be used for language models rather than AI models, and where the older policy just mentioned Google Translate, Bard, and Cloud AI now make an appearance. Bard is their chatbot, their official chatbot. This is an unusual clause for a privacy policy. Typically, these policies describe ways that a business uses the information that you post in the company's own services. Here, it seems Google reserves the right to harvest and harness data posted on any part of the public web, as if the whole internet is the company's own AI playground.
Wow.
Sorry. That story coming from Gizmodo. It's one of those things like, what can you do? You know?
Right. Well, okay.
It's not technically illegal because it's all public stuff, right? It's not saying it's going into your private stuff. Mm-hmm. It's saying it's going into your public stuff. So it's like if Joe Blow from, Wisconsin can dig up all this stuff that you've posted online publicly and use it for his benefit, then why can't Google do the same? I don't know.
I was reading the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I'm stopping for.
Tad Hall says, I so did not agree with this new policy. I don't care if it is to train AI because they can sell the right to utilize their AI from my info. Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think you could just go to their Bard and say, hey, tell me everything you know about Tad Hall. But who knows? Maybe you can.
I'm going to try Googling myself after this. I'm scared.
It's gross. Padawan Pastor says, I can see a legal minefield. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like this is a gray area. I mean, I'm sure there will be some legal precedent set, but I feel like it's going to go in Google's favor because, again, this is publicly available information. So it's like they're making a really big report.
Every app you sign up for, every profile you make for yourself, there are terms and conditions
that none of us read.
That nobody reads, but in signing up to do that, you're giving away some of your rights there.
Partner, you ain't gonna do much there. Rudy and To the Cow says, but this way you can technically be a part of the AI that enslaves you. Oh man. Let's move on to the Reddit blackouts. So we talked about Reddit a couple weeks ago, how most of not most of it, I guess a lot of the popular Reddit subreddits had blacked out, had closed, not letting any new members in, not letting any new posts be posted, as a form of protest against the new very strict rules of how Reddit's working that were implemented kind of all of a sudden after, I don't know, 15 years or however long this thing's been going, a very long time. Some of those subreddits still closed, even though the people behind Reddit said they will be open and they will be working normally soon, implying that they'll replace the people who are in charge of those if they have to.
Wow.
Which is weird because like it's users that make the subreddits. You know, it's
right.
It's. I mean, I'm sure some of them are official Reddit things, but the other thing that's happening now is one of the largest. Well, here I'll just read it. AMAs, one of the biggest thing that Reddit is famous for, Ask Me Anythings, have been a Reddit staple that helped popularize the platform rather. It delivered some unique, personal, and at times fiery interviews between public figures and people who submitted questions. The Q&A format became so popular that many people host so-called AMAs these days, even off of Reddit. The way that it started was often just like asking people who had certain professions or were part of a specific event but aren't necessarily famous. Like, you know, so I work for a traveling circus. Ask me anything. And so any question that you've had about how that works, like where you sleep, you know, how safe are the things, you know, you can ask any question. They'll answer any question within, you know, the time frame that they're open to that thing. I thought that was really cool way back when I first saw those. But it like expanded to become so popular that even people like the current president, Barack Obama at the time, did one. Bill Gates has sat in the virtual hot seat to do one. Like a bunch of big celebrities and you know, public figures have done these as well. The subreddit, though, which has been called its own juggernaut of a media brand, is about to look a lot different and likely less reputable. On July 1st, Reddit moved forward with the changes to the API pricing that has infuriated a large and influential portion of its user base. High pricing and a 30-day adjustment period resulted in many third-party Reddit apps closing and others moving to paid-for models that developers are unsure are sustainable. So the latest casualty in the Reddit battle has a profound impact on one of the most famous forms of Reddit content and signals a potential trend in Reddit content changing for the worse. On Saturday, the RIAMA moderators announced that they will no longer perform these duties: active solicitation of celebrities or high-profile figures to do AMAs, email or mod mail coordination with celebrities or high-profile figures and their PR teams to facilitate, educate, and operate AMAs, running and maintaining a website for scheduling the AMAs with pre-verification and proof, as well as social media promotion, sometimes with these things that are, if they're for people that aren't widely visible, you have to give some sort of proof that, yes, I'm the person from this story.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So they're not going to be vetting any of that.
Wow.
Maintaining a current up-to-date sidebar calendar with scheduled AMAs, with scheduled reminders for users. Handling sister subreddits and categorizing crossed posts for easy following. Moderating confidential verification for EMAs. Running various bots, including automatic flaring for live posts. So all these big things that essentially have made this such a fantastic spot in Reddit, they're not going to do anymore.
Wow.
The subreddit has 22.5 million subscribers and will continue to exist, but its moderators contend that most of what makes it special will now be undermined. And so moving forward, we'll be allowing most AMA topics, leaving proof and requests for verification up to the community themselves, and limiting ourselves to removing rule-breaking material alone. This doesn't mean we're allowing fake AMAs explicitly, but it does mean you'll need to pay more attention, the moderator said. The mods will also continue to do bare minimum tasks like keeping spam out and rule enforcement, they said. But like many other Reddit moderators, they've spoken. Some will step away from their duties, and they'll reportedly be replaced as needed. So essentially, they're giving up. That's what it sounds like. It's like, look, we're going to let it be here, but we're not going to really maintain it much.
No one's watching it anymore,
right?
Just so you know.
So that's sad. That's really sad. And I really hope that Reddit takes this stuff into account, because so far it's just they're digging their heels in. They have given no quarter to anybody who has been protesting these changes. And I feel like they're not going to have a viable website much longer, at least not the way it's been heralded.